Sí. Un saludo especial para la gente hermosa de Canadá.
Muchas gracias.
Desde Cali, Colombia. Allá está haciendo frío, aquí no. A toda la gente beautiful de Canadá. You people, I love you forever. Hey, you're from Colombia. Hey, bye bye.
Buenas empanadas, damas y caballeros, ¿cómo estás? Well, I'm now in the town of Paipa in the Department of Boyaca, Colombia. And the big question is, what really is there to do in Paipa? Now, Paipa is mainly famous for the termales, which is the hot springs, but then I was thinking to myself, do I really want to be just sitting in a pool of hot water with a whole bunch of other people? And I came to the conclusion that no, I do not. So one of the main reasons I don't want to do that, I've been in other termales in Colombia, and some of them are beautiful up in the mountains of, for example, Los Nevados, and so it just doesn't sound quite as appealing. Now, I arrived here yesterday afternoon. I'm a little disappointed that they've already taken down the Christmas decorations. As you can see, they still have the tree standing there, but they didn't light anything up at all yesterday. So, but anyway, this is the main Plaza Principal. I get the impression that the cathedral's fairly old. I think I can go in there later, but it's not the prettiest Plaza Principal, if I'm being honest, as I usually am. So that means, what else is there to do in Paipa? One option is I could walk to the lake, and apparently there's an old house where Simon Bolivar and his military were staying while they're defending the country, I guess you could say. This guy right here is putting away the Christmas decorations as we speak. So I could do that. Another option is I could go for a long nature walk, but I've already done lots of nature walks out in the countryside, and I'm told they kind of take all day anyhow without a car. And then the other option is I could go to a little town about an hour away called Palermo, and I already checked out the colectivos, and there's nobody there. Well, the colectivo is there, but nobody is ready to go in the midst, which means I could be waiting a while. So I think what I'm going to do to get the day started is just take a wander around, see what there is to see as I make my way towards the lake, and we'll go from there. Hopefully we'll find something interesting to do. So let's check it out. As you know, I can appreciate nice murals. Now, over in India, they have Krishna, who is blue, their god, but here in Colombia they have a purple goddess, which I'm sure is even one step higher up than blue. To tell you, I'm kind of surprised by all this graffiti here in Paipa. Kind of looks like Paipa's going downhill. Another mural for you. It's kind of fun. The Colombian partridge family right there in the middle. Maybe scenes depicting the old days. nicest mural I've seen so far. Another nice mural here depicting a young lady with some bread. Another mural in the alleyway here. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing up ahead there? Well, I'll show you in a couple minutes, or a split second in your time. But no, it couldn't be. Oh my God, it is what I thought. You're not going to believe this. You're just not going to believe this, but the Eiffel Tower is here in Paipa. Not quite as impressive as the Eiffel Tower in France, but we'll take it. What do we have here? Okay, so Lago Sochagota, Zona, the hotels, Villa Olympica, Olympic Village. I didn't know that they had an Olympic Village here. Since when did they have the Olympics in Colombia, in Paipa? This is turning out to not be as easy as I expected. Right there, they're building some brand new residences. But I thought the lake was right by that construction site, but now it looks like it's way the heck over there. So I've made a commitment to get to the lake, so I will find a way. I've reached the crossroads. Now it looks like if I go under that barbed wire, I can get straight there by this path. So it looks like the quickest and shortest way, so I'm going to give it a try. And we have some horses which are very politely getting out of the way. Thank you, horses. Now I still don't know if I'm going to be able to access the lake here, but we're very close now. We're definitely doing an unusual access. This is a little yucky looking bog, but this is the levee right here, and just past the levee is the lake. There we go, we made it. Not exactly a pretty color, but we made it. So, dare I tell you the original reason I came to Colombia 21 years ago, and why this lake brings back some memories? He says, tell us. So I will then. Try to give you the most condensed version of that I can. Going back some 22 years ago, I'm an adventurous person. Believe it or not, kind of have this romancing the stone kind of shut up, I'm trying to tell my story. You know, the movie Romancing the Stone. I have this idyllic version of you go traveling somewhere and you meet some amazing woman, you fall in love and have adventures and things like that. So back 22 years ago, I had that idea. I was talking to various people about where should I go. Buenas. And of course, a lot of guys at the time were starting to go to Ukraine and Russia in search of their beautiful bride. And I pondered it. But then I heard about some guys going to Colombia. And I talked to about 3 different men who had been to Colombia, Bogota. And they said they had a great time and they never had any problems with safety. And so I was thinking, just like most other people, Colombia, that sounds like a pretty dangerous place to go. But as usual, I keep an open mind. And so so after talking to the guys, I thought, why not? Let's go to Colombia. And so a short time later, I'm landing in El Dorado Airport in Bogota, not really knowing what to expect. And again, to make a long story short, I met a woman from a little town called Cota. I met her in Bogota and started dating, and I decided that one of the best ways to get to know somebody really quickly, sorry for the noise over there, is to go on a little road trip with them. So that's what we did. And we came to Villa de Leyva, where her father lives, and we also came to Paipa, which is not too far away. Now I can't remember for sure, but it could be the resort right in the middle of the frame right there, or it could be the resort in the middle of the frame over there. But we stayed at one of the two places just for one night, and we paddled around in a boat and had a good time. And buenos días.
Buenos días, ¿cómo me va?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, sí, señor, ahí calentándonos.
Bueno,
Bueno,
hasta luego. Gracias. All kinds of people hanging out by the river or the lake here. Buenos días. Buenos días, señor. And so I'll wrap the story up. It's kind of it was a short-lived relationship. All in all, I spent, I guess, 10 days with her when I first got here, and then I came back probably about 4 or 5 months later. Spent another 2 weeks with Alejandra, and that time we went to Cartagena and Santa Marta and Parque Tayrona. And to make a long story short, it didn't work out in the end. It was an exciting time though. But that's originally why I came to Colombia. And once I started exploring Colombia, I really enjoyed it. And I just kept coming back and kept coming back because it's, not too far from where I live. Shorter to get here than it is to Asia, although I love Southeast Asia as well. But it's nice and cheap here, as it is in Southeast Asia. So again, what ended up happening was over the years I started making some good friends. Just looking at this resort, who knows, could even be this one right here, but it's something like that. That looks a little dilapidated. I don't see anybody on the lake with boats, but anyhow, whatever the case, I started making friends and having places to stay for really small amounts of money. So I just kept coming back, and in all honesty, hoping I'd meet somebody else. And actually, funnily enough, I had an old Sony camcorder back in the day. I do have footage of myself and Alejandra in the places that I talked about. One of these days, I'll have to try and convert those small little, they're like mini cassettes, to see if I can convert that into a video, if any of you have any interest. I mean, Alejandra's a very, very pretty girl, and somewhat amazingly, we're still Facebook friends to this day, although I don't really talk to her much because she has since moved to the US and has lived there for quite a while. But I've actually met up with her a couple times in Bogota before she moved to the US, and she learned, well, actually she had moved to the US, but she is visiting Colombia, and now she speaks pretty good English, and it was kind of fun to catch up with Alejandra. Of course, there's a million girls named Alejandra here in Colombia, but one of the most common names. As a matter of fact, one of the other women that I met, who was a really beautiful quality woman, her name was also Alejandra. Now she's married to an American dude. So that's my story. I think that's a wrap on that story. This is actually a big boat, small ferry. It looks like it was used as a ferry at one point. I'm guessing now it's a place for lunch. Or maybe it's tours. Do they actually? I think this boat actually does tours. It's got a price here: adulto 35,000 pesos, niños. Yeah, I guess it's a tour. ¿Es un tour en la lancha?
Sí, sí.
Ah, bueno.
Pero solamente los fines de semana.
Ah, claro. Only on the weekends. That'll be interesting. Be kind of like a riverboat tour without the paddle. Got a few vendors here selling the usual stuff. I feel sorry for vendors who are trying to sell the usual stuff, because I've been there and done that in Victoria, trying to sell little mini prints of my art. It's not easy. But it's actually it's a nice walkway, very relaxing. I'm going to presume that this lake is actually natural, which there isn't a lot of in Colombia. And again, in all honesty, a lake like this in British Columbia, Vancouver Island, kind of a dime a dozen. But here it's a big deal. They actually still have the Christmas light show down here, but I don't know if I'd bother coming all the way down here to see a few lights. There's our obligatory Paipa sign. Estar aquí te hace bien. Dinosaur hiding in a tree. I don't think there's any camels in Colombia, but they have them in the light display. Actually, it looks like could be a decent little light display. If I'm really bored, who knows, maybe I'll come back here later. Tree over there. I will say that this is actually a fairly unique thing for Colombia. Be able to go for a walk around a nice peaceful lake like this. At least so far it's peaceful. I don't know if the walkway goes all the way around the lake or not, but it certainly goes for a ways. So if you're looking for a nice peaceful lake walk, here you go. This guy here is blocking the opportunity for people to sit in the big chair with an unobstructed view. So I'm just going to have to sit here and see if he clues it and moves, but I doubt it. Buenas. Ah, no hay problema. I found my way back to El Centro, and I found some murals in my wanderings. Not bad. Not bad. Nothing special. Honeybees. Looks like a puma coming up here. Pretty woman. Can't tell what that says. Dinosaur again. I don't know. I guess they believe they had dinosaurs in this area in the past, maybe. Senor Frog. And that's it. That's it. Now, I think it's this way back to El Centro. Yeah. Nothing too spectacular in this area. Looks like a brontosaurus and a rabbit. This one's a little more interesting. Looks like I might have stumbled across a nice walking street. Some more murals. A little hard to see that one. Blue bear. Didn't know they had blue bears. Alright, let's see what we have on the walking street here. Stores.
Bueno, pues la idea.
Stores. That's what we have. I was kind of hoping it would be like an old historical area. Some more authentic old buildings, but I was wrong. That's about as exciting as it gets in Paipa. A 4-foot tall person just about running over a young lady. But she survived, everybody's okay. Lots of fruit stands. One thing I'll mention is that when you get dropped off in Paipa, if by chance you come here, and you want to stay at the excellent place where I'm staying, Arte Sin Fronteras, which I made a separate video about, this is where all the buses stop. This is the main thoroughfare through Paipa. The church is right there, cathedral. To get to where I'm staying, you go up this street right here, and then kind of, I don't know, 3 blocks, there's a fork in the road. You go right, and you just stay on that road for 1 kilometer, and that'll get you there. I think that I found a representation of Simón Bolívar. It says cada esquina nos recuerdo nuestra historia, which means every corner we remember our history. I'm guessing this is Simón, probably the most famous person in Colombia next to Shakira and his forces, and maybe this is a depiction of the casa that the lady in the hotel was telling me about. Then as we move on further, this is I guess traditional women carrying things in pots in their head. More of an indigenous look there. Jaguar and your indigenous gentleman. More depictions of the old days, I guess. Leche on a horse. Brass band, accordion. Okay, damas y caballeros, I've decided to come back to this place that I went by on my way back from the lake. The Eiffel Tower is right over there, about a block and a half. This is about 6 blocks from downtown. I have a feeling it might be a little more expensive, but it looks kind of nice, so let's just check it out and see what they have here. Buenas. Buenas. ¿Tienes almuerzos corrientes?
Menú ejecutivo.
¿Cómo?
Menú ejecutivo.
¿Puedo ver el menú? Gracias. Forget that place. I looked at the menu. It's way too expensive for my cheap budget. Buenas tardes. Buenas. ¿Tiene almuerzos corrientes? ¿Cuánto es por ejemplo, pechuga?
Una pechuguita, hay de 33.
33. Es un poco costoso para Gracias. What is going on with these really high prices? Last place I just went into, that was 33,000 pesos for a just regular meal. Whereas most of the time I'm paying like 14,000. Surely there has to be a place cheaper. ¿Y cuánto es por almuerzo?
10,000.
10,000. ¿Y es con qué? ¿Tiene pechuga?
Viene con pollo al horno, cerdo a la plancha y res sudada. Y viene con su principio que es frijol, alberja o espagueti.
¿Y con jugo?
Y sí, señor, con jugo.
Repítelo, por favor.
Y de
La
sopa.
proteína.
La proteína es pollo al horno, cerdo a la plancha y res sudada.
¿Carne sudada?
Sí, señor.
Carne sudada, me gusta.
Y viene sopa de colí, crema de zanahoria o fruta.
Fruta.
¿Fruta?
Sí.
Entonces me dice que res, ¿sí?
¿Perdón?
Carne sudada, ¿sí?
Sí, por favor.
Y de principio frijol, arberja o pasta.
Mixto.
¿Listo? ¿Con todo?
Con todo. Gracias. Had a choice of soup or fruits, and so that's a nice little bowl of fruits. Papaya, banana, mango. And the main meal. Looks like an interesting little combo. And I think this is the tomato juice. Gracias. Rica la comida. Muchas gracias. All right, let's give this place a little promotion because you can't beat that price. Restaurante La Mesa del Señor. So it's right by the Eiffel Tower, is about 2 more blocks that way, and the Plaza Principal about 3 blocks this way. Watch for the walking path. So yeah, that was. Let me get into the sun here. That was 10,000 pesos. That's like $3.25 Canadian, $2.30 American right now. So you can't beat that price. And as you could see, after I arrived, I'm so famous as a YouTuber that the whole place filled up just so that they could, be around me and my famousness. Anyhow, definitely check it out if you're in Paipa. And as you can see, I made a point of trying to get both of the pretty young waitresses in there so you guys could enjoy that. I do believe I missed this one earlier. Let us check out the fruit market. It's so colorful. Perdón. They grow pretty much everything down here. There's different oranges over here. This one is a Tangelo. Lulu. All kinds of different fruits that you don't see back home. Oh, this is a kiwi. Oh, there's kiwi right there. Some watermelon, sandia, grapes. I love grapes, but I usually stay away from them because it seems like they are either already partly moldy or on their way to being moldy. And you got your veggies. Eggs. Tomate arbo that they make the juice out of. Same with this. Different veggies. Huge variety of things they grow down here.
Una bolsa.
Ah, no es necesario, tengo eso.
Ah,
Gracias.
listo, sí, señor.
Bueno, muchas gracias. These are just little eating stands for people waiting for buses, more or less. Colectivos. Went to more of the obscure little places. I don't know how old this church is, but it's certainly well maintained. But I think that's going to about wrap things up, damas y caballeros. So I hope that you enjoyed this video of Paipa in Boyaca, Colombia. Hopefully you get a better idea of whether you might want to come here or not, bathe in some hot water with a whole bunch of people, or walk around the lake was really enjoyable, or you can maybe do a day trip to Palermo, or just wander around and eat. Either way, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving it a thumbs up. That'll support my channel nicely. Thank you very much. And remember, there's no you in Colombia, but hopefully you can come visit this beautiful country someday. Till next time, hasta las tacos. Ciao. So I want to get the new sign.
Of course, my friend.
Arte
Sin Fronteras.
Raúl.
Arte Sin Fronteras, bienvenidos a Paipa. Yeah, energía positiva. Cool, man. ¿Sabes?
Yeah. So he's the local artist of many talents and does many things around here.
Hola, buenos días. Nos encontramos en Paipa, aquí en el Hostel Arte Sin Fronteras. Son bienvenidos para disfrutar de un espacio natural, un ambiente al aire libre. Bienvenidos todos, viajeros.
At this point, let me show you around this nice little hotel. Here we go in the entrance. Right away there's beautiful flowers and urns all over the place. And talking to the person that's signed me in and everything, she's actually from Belgium. And one of her parents is Colombian and the other one is from Belgium. Really nice lady. Got a pretty decent view. And then in here, got a little deck. I guess they do barbecue sometimes. In here, it's the first time I've checked this out, but it's a little kind of a dining hall. I think it's more for just refreshments, though. I don't think that they actually make food here, but looks like she's got quite a little display here of different kinds of, I don't know, what is it? Are some of these alcohol? I think that some of those are jams. So I don't know if those are things that one can buy. Looks like we got cervezas, beer, of course, sugar-filled drinks, and a bit of water. So that's good. That's all I need is water. And then we got some kind of a baking oven, it looks like, for whatever. But yeah, this is quite nice. High ceilings. Lots of windows, nice and bright. Quite beautiful. That's the main house we'll be going into next. Looks like a Buddha blanket. Oh, my food is here. My food is here. All right, I'm gonna eat and then I'll resume the video after. Much better. Let's continue on with our tour before it gets dark out. I think this area here is kind of more where she lives, so we won't disturb her area. But again, very nice. This is the kitchen area, which people are allowed to use. So you've got everything you need here, a stove. What do we have here? Where's the fridge? Oh yeah, there's the fridge. Another old style stove. And regular old fridge. And here we kind of have just a dining room, eating room area. A little flat screen TV. And a lounge area. See if I can find some more light switches here. There we go. Maybe you can see a little better now. Definitely loving the music. Totally different vibe from listening to Colombian music all the time. So, to be honest, it's a bit of a refreshing change. A little bit of a mural here. So it's shared bathrooms. This is where's the light? Where's the light? There we go. Your regular toilet. Now the big question is there going to be hot water? It doesn't look like it. And I just suffered greatly with 4 days of cold water, so I'd really like to have a hot water shower, but I might be out of luck. Okay, let's go upstairs and I'll show you my room. There we go. That feels like a very comfortable bed, double size. Little table and chairs. Spot to put some storage. Little mini couch. And a very decent view of Paipa down there. So I'll go back outside and enjoy the ambience of the music. Oh, and upstairs there's another shower and a bathroom here and a sink. Oh, looks like we might get a nice little sunset. Anyway, the particulars are, it's costing me 55,000 pesos, 55,000 pesos, which is about 1850 Canadian, 14 US thereabouts. So very reasonable. It's about, I think I mentioned, a kilometer from where the bus will drop you off if you were to come here. And the taxi cost me 8,000 pesos, which is $2.85 Canadian, $2 US. I think that's a pretty fair price, so I'm not complaining about that at all. There's a nice, good view of the house. And tomorrow I'll be leaving at about 9 o'clock for Soata on my way to El Cucuy, which has, in my opinion, the most spectacular mountains in Colombia, which actually do have glaciers, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be doing any of the climbs. Wow, lots of dogs in this area. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed this short video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. And remember, there is no you in Colombia, so hopefully you can come visit this beautiful country someday. Until next time, hasta las tacos. Ciao.